All right. Hello, Facebook. All right. So I'm live on my Instagram and Facebook right now because I just have something that I want to share with all of you. And as I've been talking to friends who are not used to having their kids home from school and maybe are just feeling a lot of just tension and stickiness and how do we do this and what does this look like? And I'm going to give you some of my principles around this and some of the philosophies that we have. I'm going to tell you kind of what it looks like for us, but I know that everybody's situation is a little bit different right now. And I wanted to help you process through some of these feelings that you might be having, feelings of being out of sorts and off schedule, and some guilt and confusion, and maybe a little bit of fear. And I want to just share these principles and ideas that have helped us really thrive in this atmosphere for all of these years, right? And really, we've gone, in and out of being home, both of us full time, but we've always at least had one of us home full time. We've homeschooled since the very beginning. Bella's 16 in a few weeks. And so we've been doing this a really long time and have had the chance to hang around some pretty fantastic families who have also been doing this for a very long time. So I'm going to share these ideas with you. You can chew on them. You can see if any of it resonates and if it's what you want to try to implement, even if it's just for a short time during this time that you have your kids home. And if you're like, yeah, no, not doing that, that will not work for our family, perfect. At least you were exposed to a new idea and that never hurt anybody, right? So let me just, those of you that have been around for a while, you know our family, you know that we are not just homeschoolers, but we unschool. And let me just give you a little rundown of what unschooling means. So we don't have a set curriculum that we run through. We don't sit and do school with our kids. We don't do things on a typical schedule of when certain kids should know certain things at a certain time at what age and when they should start doing this and when they should start doing this. It's very in flow. And we believe in play and freedom as our highest values when it comes to our kids and learning. So yes, our kids basically play all day and have tons and tons of freedom, and they're super smart and super funny and super sociable. They're not crazy little kids who can't speak to other humans and because they've never been let out of the house or something crazy, right? All these misconceptions about homeschoolers. We get comments all the time about our kids about how well they converse and how well spoken they are, especially with adults, because they've spent a lot of time around adults, especially as we were traveling the country for all of those years. They were around all different ages of children at all times. And so it's crazy, right? That's what it looks like for our family. And let me just share these three tips. Might surprise you a little bit, some of the things that we do. It's a little bit on the radical side. And a lot of people are like, all right, that's amazing. Like, how does that even work for you? But it does. And so I hope you can pick and choose some of these little tidbits to implement in your family during this time. So number one, give them freedom and follow their lead. Give them freedom and follow their lead. Even if your kids have homework assignments right now, every school looks a little bit different. Some of you have online learning. Some of you are, doing assignments, homework, Zoom classes, whatever. Even if that it's never going to take as much time as it did in the school day, right? And all of that, the processing and transition time. And so if they want to sleep until noon, let them, right? If they want to play video games all day long, you should let them. But Sarah, it's such a bad habit. I don't want them to form those bad habits while they're home, because what if they want to keep doing those things? What if they want to keep following their passions? Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens. What if that is their passion? What if video games are not a bad habit? What if it's actually something they love to do so much? What if that's their passion? This is a time of exploration. It's a time of discovery. What can they do when they're left on their own devices to decide for themselves? What would they pursue if you were not telling them what to pursue? Let me just say that again. What would they pursue if you were not telling them what to pursue? I have a news flash for some of you. You actually are not your child's teacher. You're not. You guys, they are so well equipped to learn on their own. They are innately learners. They want to learn, they are curious. A lot of times we send them away to school and they end up, that gets squashed out of them, just in the way that things have to be done to have that many kids learning all at the same pace. Okay. Uh, if that idea of them being a teacher, them being their own teacher, interests you, check out some books by John Holt, Holt. He has amazing concepts that are, I think they're great for anyone, not others. It's just good. One of my favorite books, I think I even brought it out here, How Children Learn. Just fantastic concepts of, what goes on in the human brain as we learn. Okay. So if I'm not the one teaching them, if I'm not the one being like, sit down and do the worksheet and don't get up yet because you're not done with what I told you to do, what are we going to do instead? We're going to put things in their path that might interest them, that might help them perk up and get excited about something. In unschooling, we call this strewing, right? So I am always on the lookout for things that my kids might find exciting. Chances are I probably find it exciting too. And so I might put a big coffee table photo book right in the middle of the table about space and galaxies and something really beautiful like plants and flowers and animal books or something that they might see and go, I wonder what this is. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to see if it interests me. I also like to have a table with art supplies out on it all the time. I want to have paper ready and a bunch of colorful pens, rainbow pens in rainbow order, obviously. If my husband wasn't so adamantly anti-glitter, I would have glitter everywhere with glue, because what is better than a good glitter project? Nothing. And so what you're doing as you're having it out there for them to see, and then it clicks in their brain like, ooh, fun. Right now in this moment, I feel drawn toward the art table. It's not me going to them and saying, okay, so we're going to start art now. Sit down and let's do art. Because that's not the way that I learn best either, right? Think about how you learn as an adult. You get excited about something. Then you start aligning yourself with people who are excited about the same thing, right? You find all the crazies. For me, it's like I'm gonna find all the crazy chicken people, all the plant people, all the hula hoopers, all my oilers, right? You're gonna align yourself with those people, put yourself in a little pod with those people, and then you dive in and you spend crazy amounts of time researching and playing and enjoying. Yes? Okay, so let your kids do the same. The overriding principle of all of this is to trust your children. Trust them, treat them like a treasured, valued guest in your home. If your child, let's just switch it. If a guest in your home came to you and they were spending the night and you have a nice guest room and they came to you at 8:30 at night and they said, I'm really hungry. Do you think I could have a piece of toast? You wouldn't say, no, I fed you already. You don't need toast. You would say, oh, sure, let me go get it for you. Or sure, it's right out there. You can get it yourself. It's right on the counter. It's waiting for you. And so think of it that way, right? I'm going to talk in a minute just about how we can let go of things that are conflict always in your home, that are constantly, and food tends to be a big one for people, but trust your children and really look at their passions and their desires similar to how you're looking at yours. Second tip, give them rhythm to follow and less rules. Okay, so schedules are really nice. I'm a bigger fan of having a rhythm within our home, right? We don't have this set thing that's happening every single minute of the day. And right now, I'm guessing a lot of you don't have that either because you're still in the middle, kind of trying to figure everything out. Um, Schedules are nice, but a lot of times your child may not thrive under a strict schedule. I know for me, I that's not where I personally as a person thrive. I move much better through my day with a rhythm or a routine that is in flow. Expectations and boundaries are super important. So don't get me wrong on this. Don't get me wrong. This is the way that we parent, and a lot of this is parenting as well because this does all flow together. Um, it's not that we don't have any rules. Okay, so our family doesn't have set bedtimes and we don't have set waking times. Everyone is on their own schedule based on what their body needs. And same with food. This does not always work for everybody. I understand this. If you have a very large family and you're dealing with a lot of young children, um, we have always done this, and so it's very, very normal for us. But for large families, it does work sometimes better to have a little bit more set routine for that. But the bigger principle here is again, trust them. Trust their little bodies. Maybe they are not tired. And it's a continual forcing them to bed that's causing the conflict and drama, and you're actually creating the drama for yourself, and you can't figure out why bedtime is so stinking stressful all the time. Um, but just don't be afraid to give them some freedom around listening to their bodies. You can solve a lot of problems with that. I would say encourage self-regulation. They actually do have really accurate little self-regulation meters, just like we do. Um, we really do allow our children to self-regulate and find what works for them. They have free range access to their computer, their iPads, their iPhones, because we actually don't view those things as privileges. We actually just view them as a tool for learning. And so we don't actually ever punish and take away those things. It's a tool, okay? Um, and if they want to use that tool all day long, they can. And if they don't, which a lot of times they self-regulate. They run around. My kids today have been, it's freezing. I don't know. Emma wanted to go swimming. She's swimming in the pool. She's running around the woods. She's trampolining in the rain. Um, my other kids have been inside with Nana, reading, playing cards. Um, Sometimes they're on the computer with their friends. Like the natural rhythm of self-regulation, it will happen. I have a blog post that you guys can find. It's from like 6 years ago, but I wrote it on screen time and kind of my philosophy around that. If you want to go there, you can go to nestinggypsy.com and then just search along the left, go to screen time. I think it's in there, or just search for screen time and you'll find it. I definitely have more thoughts on that, and I give you a little bit more deep dive into that. But look at your home life and identify the things that create conflict for your family within communication, within rhythm, within routine, within schedules every single day. And ask yourself, how can we shift and flow with this to make it better and not be afraid of giving them more freedom? So if the daily conflict for you is around food, figure out something different. Hungry, not hungry, I don't know. Like, it's such a weird thing to me. We've never really tried to control our kids' eating like I've seen other families do. And if they're not hungry, they're not hungry. But with all these things that I'm telling you, they cannot disrupt our family, flow during the day. So if them not eating when we're eating means that someone else has to make them a whole nother meal later, that doesn't necessarily work, right? Or if they want to stay up till 2 a.m., which they do a lot, if they want to do that, they know that we have set quiet hours. And if mommy can hear them from her bed, then it's not okay, because then they have gone past the boundary. They have it exceeded that speed limit, right? That limitation. So it's just teaching our kids respect for each other. It's teaching our kids um, how to discipline themselves in the things that are important for them. There's not a lot of because I said so kind of things happening in our house. It's a lot of talking, lots of talking, lots of communicating, lots of figuring out why they're feeling that way right now. It really is all flow. Like, let this flow, you guys. Don't, this can be such a beautiful time for those of you that don't have your kids home full time. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful. Just get to know them at such a deeper level and to really truly look at them for the things that they are so passionate about. And it's fun. I can't see all the comments coming in, but lots of you that do this already and have that nice flow. Have like a snack area that they can have freedom to jump into. We have a little part of our fridge that's for them, that's anytime they can grab that. Here's the snacks you can get out of the pantry. Like, help them to have choices so it can be a yes atmosphere. Like, make your home a yes home and let it be easy. Let it be easy. You guys, I promise most of the drama that happens in families is created. Make a list of super fun things for you guys to do during this time and let them choose. Don't just make the list and then be like, we're doing this, this. Line up. Let them choose. Here are some ideas. We got some watercolor postcards. Let them paint and do watercolor postcards and send them out to their school friends, to their cousins, to their long distance friends, and do mail. How many of you guys remember doing pen pals? I was just having a conversation with Emma about pen pals. She's like, you sent mail back and forth. Like, how did you talk with your friends if you didn't have FaceTime and phones? And I'm like, we wrote letters. Isn't that crazy? Oh, and I love mail. Mail's so much fun. How about a spa day? How about little mani-pedis for your little ones? Even the dogs can get mani-pedis. Game day. Pick out your favorite family games or puzzles. How about creating a scavenger hunt, inside or outside? Think of all these fun things. I mean, there's so many things you guys could Google, just kids' activities of things you can do. And it's not that you guys don't have the ability to think of these things. It's just in crisis, in this kind of fight or flight mode, we shut down creativity. It's like the first thing to go. And so when you're in that mode, you have to ask yourself, what do I need right now to be the best mama or the best daddy that I can be? What do I need? This is I always ask myself this question because you cannot serve your family from an empty cup. You have to fill that, and you can't fill it if you're not asking yourself what you need. And I know for me, I need quiet. This area back here, it's my favorite place ever. I sit here, I can journal, I can read, even if it's just for a little bit during the day. Refresh yourself, and then you are top notch to be able to deal with anything that feels chaotic in your family. All right, and lastly, you guys, give them safety and give them peace. Okay? How does your house feel? How does your home feel right now? That's what your kids are going to remember. They're not going to remember that you ran out of your favorite jelly. Okay? What they will remember is that mommy was a total lunatic about toilet paper and our house felt so crazy during that time. It felt really uncertain. Okay? They need to feel the safety. They need to feel like things are good. Things are gonna be good. This is gonna be a time, and then it's gonna be okay. And make it fun for them. Make your home a home of freedom. Make your home a home of yes. Play music. Oh, play music. Music is so powerful. How can we shift the energy in our homes? We can play music all the time. Get on Spotify and go in the mood section and look for different, happy morning, quiet evening. There's so many different moods you can pick on Spotify. Those of you who use essential oils, which I know is a lot of you, run those diffusers. Oh my goodness. Get all those diffusers out. Be running them with high vibe, happy oils all day long. Citrus all day. do that citrus, okay? Get yourself with wild orange and lemon and lime and elevation and citrus bliss and cheer, all of it. You guys need tons of citrus right now, not to mention citrus in your water to just help cleanse your bodies in general. But then as the afternoon and the evening approach, let's shift those diffusers into some grounding and calming oils and put some trees and some roots in your diffuser. I'm talking about frankincense and black spruce and cedar wood and sandalwood, balance, anything that has a root that grows deep. That's what you want for the evenings. You can always throw some citrus in there to cut the heaviness of those oils, but those are going to really help you feel grounded. And of course, adaptive. Those of you who have been using our adaptive line, who have had such amazing shifts in how you feel with your anxiousness around this situation. I was just chatting with my customer education group today, and so many of them using adaptive to really calm themselves down and calm down their kids, even calm down the dogs. Dogs love adaptive. Don't forget about the floral too. The florals are amazing. Magnolia, jasmine, rose, blue tansy, neroli. You guys, I have this crazy, unexpected obsession with geranium right now. I am obsessed with geranium. Go figure. I've been using it on my face at night, but it's also just amazing. Like one drop in the diffuser with some of like sandalwood. It's very calming and very grounding. And so even just rose over your heart, just open up to the love that's all around you guys right now and really elevate your home to a home of love, and a home of purpose and a home of light. Keep that newscast off of your television, please. Please don't have that blasting, especially where the kids can hear. If you have to listen to it, do it on your headphones. But just watch what you're putting into their little minds and into your mind, right? We don't need that constant news feed telling us all the gloom and doom. You guys are in control of your environment, and there's a lot of things that you are not in control of right now, and your kids can feel that really quickly. And so help them feel more, autonomous and more in control by giving them these choices and giving them more freedom. So those are my 3 tips. If you have never read more of my philosophy around unschooling, I have a page on my blog that you can check out. It's nestinggypsy.com/unschooling. And I have a lot of little tidbits there about like, what about this and what about that? And I talk a little bit more about it. If you are new to oils, I would love to help you experience some calming in your life with oils. And I've been sending out a lot of samples, especially adaptive. If that interests you and you are not currently using doTERRA, you can go to nestinggypsy.com/sample request and you can get a sample from me. I hope this was helpful for you guys. This has just been on my heart today, and it's something I'm really passionate about, that I'm very familiar with, and this is an opportunity. This is a huge opportunity for you to not only connect with your kids, but show them what life can be like in uncertainty. And it's going to be good. We're all going to be good. All right, you guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon. Bye.